Morning. Good morning, Trey Dubois, Creator Tracy. Good morning, Shadow Hunter. All right, we're just wait here a couple of minutes for folks to join us here before we get started. Okay. In the meantime, I will. Good morning, Fife. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and share the risk disclosure. All right. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. We'll start with the risk disclosure. I'll give some extra time for folks to join us as well. So again, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another session with the market trader. We're going to go ahead and review. Yes. I was. It's been a long day so far. All right. So just to remind everyone that the content that is about to be distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice, an offer to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Use of the information contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees assume no responsibility or liability for any misuse or any use or misuse of such information. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used when trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation or a offer to buy, sell futures, options, or forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So again, guys, again, just to kind of remind everyone that the information I'm providing here is not to be used per se. Everything that you do and engage with on the markets is obviously your responsibility, and I'm not working in any sort of advisory capacity with anyone here. Okay. So let's go ahead and move off the charts or off the risk disclosure into the news. Okay. We're going to go ahead and open up the news here and basically take a look and see what is in store. What is in store news wise that we need to be made aware of or keep in mind. Okay. So we've had some jobless claims reports hit the news wire. Although I don't have, doesn't appear that I have an official number here. Forecast was it previous? I don't see that we had received an official number on the jobless claims. There's continued initial jobless claims. We have no reports. We have continued jobless claims is actually grown, which actually would be considered a negative to the market. We have Fed members Hammock speaking here at 8:45 Eastern time. We have existing home sales coming in at 10 a.m. And then we have more Fed members speaking here later this morning or afternoon. We have Fed member Goolspiel and Hammock again. We have 10-year tips being reported here at 1 p.m. And then at the end of the market, which probably is not going to affect us all that much, we have Fed member Barr speaking here. Okay, so a fair amount of news still in the horizon. That could potentially impact our ability to trade these markets here. Okay, so now that we have the news out of the way, we can go ahead and take a closer look here at the markets. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my trade platform. Okay, and take a peek at just that. Okay, so I'm going to move over to the gold market. Okay, I was like looking at platinum earlier with Coach D. So I'll go ahead and move this over, okay, to the gold market. So we can see that, let's see, looks like we've reacted off of ADR here. And now we're kind of reacting to some degree away from VWAP. But before we go into too much detail on the lower time frame charts, let's take a look and see what the higher time frame charts are trying to accomplish. Okay. All right. So looking at the higher time frame charts, again, we have a series of bullish candles here headed to the upside. We're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here. Initial balance is also another one. VWAP, although that doesn't look like the VWAP that I normally capture. We'll keep it there. Okay. In any case, the last series of candles, last few days have been quite bullish. You can see here in the volume delta has also very much appears to be very much aligned with the current direction of the move. Okay. All right. So market, I would say, is beginning to turn somewhat bullish after the sell-off here. We're coming into some levels here. I had mentioned 2,700, if I'm not mistaken, was a level that I would be interested in seeing and witnessing how price is going to react off of 2,700. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and mark that, kind of here. Okay, so 2,700 is going to be something that I'm going to be keeping an eye on to see how well it reacts off of that. Yeah, so that's one level. If I'm thinking that maybe whoever was, I guess moving the market lower, most likely will probably be interested in potentially participating again around this level here again. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so 4-hour chart, we have a similar kind of vantage point here, our view, I should say. Again, we are below our view. This is our daily VWAP. If I'm not, or no, this is actually an anchor VWAP that I had drawn earlier. And I can't even know. I'm not even sure exactly how far back this goes here. Okay. But in any case, we have a anchored VWAP. Our current daily VWAP, we're above. Okay, we're kind of hugging above. Again, we have an area here where we have sold off in the past around 2,700. So again, I would say that this area here could also serve as a similar area where we might see some sellers step into the market. Okay, this entire area here could be an area where we could see some sellers. Okay, all right. Moving down to the 30-minute chart. Okay, this is where we kind of start doing some volume analysis. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to be looking at is our fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to be looking to see. Let's see, today is Thursday, so I'm going to be looking at Wednesday here. Okay, so I'm going to look for the start of the session, and then I'm going to drag that to the close of the session. Okay, and there we are. Okay, so you can see that price is above value. Okay, price is above value. Indicating that there's a fair amount of bullish price action or market sentiment in this case is a bit bullish. Okay. Next thing that I'm going to be opening up here is our initial balance range. I don't know why. It looks like this is an older template on my charts here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my initial balance.
Order filled.
Okay, so we'll let's see here. Initial balance. I need to find my indicator here. All right, we're going to use this indicator here. Initial balance. We're going to modify this initial balance to not include everything that it offers. Okay, so we're going to change this to the first hour. Okay, we're not interested in all these other levels here. Okay, and we're going to modify this to be yellow. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and there's our initial balance range that's been established here. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so there's our initial balance range. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and draw in is our ADR. Okay, so we've reacted off our average daily range. I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR. Okay, here. And that's kind of our range that we'll be looking at in the market today. All right. Let's see. Next thing I'd like to add is our levels. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and find our levels. And we'll add that to the charts. All right. Okay, so these are the levels that we're tracking in this market. Okay, these are the levels. Here we are. Okay, trying to move them in a place where it's not interfering with anything. Okay, so next thing I'm going to be, so we have our value area high, okay, coming in at this level right here. Okay, that's our value area high. Okay, and then we have our value area low coming in down below. Okay, we'll make sure we add that there. There's our value area low. And then our point of control is right about there. We'll make that in red. Okay. So yeah, so these are some levels that we're tracking. Just kind of double confirm some of these. 2655, 6. Okay. We have 2645.2. Just modify this to 45, not 46. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, all right. Then we have our ADR ranges. We're going to change our ASR to 2682 here on the top end. Okay, ASR high, and then bottom 2648, 2648, 80. Okay, or 40. Okay. All right. So yeah, these are the levels that we're tracking. I would say again, guys, that we probably need to look for opportunities to the long side. Next thing I'm going to draw here is our anchored VWAP. So I'm going to draw my anchored VWAP right around the start of. This is actually more of a pivot here, so I'll do that. So again, so I'll be looking for opportunities, to the long side. Okay, we have our anchor VWAP. We're above daily. We're above the. We're working to get above this anchor VWAP that I drew from this last pivot. So I do see that we have some ADR ranges, but we've already reacted off of it. Okay, so a question is, do we manage to make a higher high? Okay, that's going to be important for me to see. Okay, 2675. So we'll have to see how this initial balance range establishes. Okay, we'll have to see in which direction does price go. Does price end up breaking to the upside? In which case, it maybe will make make a case here for a potential higher high, okay, in this market, right? Right now, this feels more like a pullback, right? We had a swing high, we had a pullback down close to this area right here, and then we had buyers kind of stepping into this market, okay? So that's kind of what it's feeling like right now. This is more of a pullback for a continuation move to the upside, okay? If we are indeed looking to move lower, obviously we're going to make a new low, and in the process, we're going to create a break of this initial balance range to the downside. I'd like to see a newer low if I'm really going to embrace the shorts in this market. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to kind of call out here. So yeah, I think right now I'm cautiously bullish in this market. I think what's causing me to caution here a little bit is the fact that we had a swing lower. We have yet to make a new high. We've made a new low. So I'm cautiously bullish, in this market, right? I probably would feel a lot better if we break initial balance, okay, which we're just starting to develop here to the upside and with a candle. And then at that point, maybe I would be interested in potentially taking a trade for a further upside move. Okay. Right now, I feel like we're kind of in an area of indecision as it could be noted by the wicks on both sides of the candle. Really not an area that I really want to participate in, right? And do I participate short, okay, and support this move, or do I support long and because of this general move higher, okay? So a little bit of indecision for me, and when there's indecision, I sit on my hands, okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on to our unless there's any questions. We're going to go ahead and move on to our crude oil market. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we just modify this. That's probably the easiest. Okay, now it looks like we've reached this level that we had talked about before of 70. Okay, we're about 8 minutes away from this market opening. 70 was kind of a psychological level that I was looking for, and to understanding how it was going to react away from it. Right now, looks like it is reacting to some degree, but it's very much in this bullish move here. So let's take a quick peek at the daily, see what the daily is trying to accomplish. The daily, as you can see here, is trying to head higher in this market. Okay, we have a few anchor VWAPs I'm removing here. We're going to go ahead and remove the ADR levels here as well. As you can see here, market similar to what we're seeing in the gold market. Looks like it's created a little bit of a double bottom. Okay, so we have this kind of W pattern here, right? This is one leg, right? This is the next leg, right? And then we have this another leg down. Okay, and now we're working on this side. Okay, so a little bit of a double bottom pattern. Okay, we've been kind of in this range from 72 down to what's that, 66.50, okay, or 66.60. Okay, now is this going to be the leg that's going to cause price to kind of exceed it and continue higher? I don't know. What I do know is that 72 seems to be an area that could cause price to reverse. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart. We're going to go in and install the initial balance range here for a moment. Okay. And ASR as well. Okay. And again, we're looking at this series of candles and asking ourselves the question, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, the market is trying to head higher in this market. Okay. Again, on the 4-hour chart, again, we see that W pattern. We've broken some structure to the upside. This candle here being the candle that is particularly impressive, but we are coming into a level. Okay. We are coming into a level where we've seen sellers before, right? This level is that I'm referring to is this 70 level. Okay, so we're getting some reaction away from this 70 level. Is that going to be enough? Are we going to gather enough sellers to cause the market to sell off here? Well, I guess time will tell, right? But it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if we did. Okay, if we did sell off away from this 70 level. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the 4-hour chart. Let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Again, we're going to go ahead and leave that 4-hour level. We're going to go ahead and remove some of these lines that I have. We're going to start off by drawing my fixed range volume profile here, okay, and see what that is telling us. I suspect that the volume profile is going to tell us that price is above value, indicating some bullish price action, okay, or bullish sentiment. So let's go ahead and find my fixed range volume profile and go ahead and start to communicate that. Okay, so let's move on to the start of the session from yesterday to the close of the session from yesterday. And sure enough, price is well above the high of the day. Okay, or not high of the day, but value area high. Okay, this is our value area low, which we're okay, would be a nice support area. And then we have a point of control. Okay, now the question is, we are well above our daily VWAP. Okay, we had maybe an opportunity here around value area high to support a trade, but again, this was something that happened during London. Okay, that would have been a nice opportunity to take a long trade in this market. Okay, what else? Let's see, we're about 4 minutes away from this initial balance range starting. I'm going to go ahead and let that happen when the time comes. I'm going to modify this not for London, but for the US session. Okay, so that's going to go away here. What I expected it to go away. So daytime session. Okay, click OK. All right, we're about a few minutes away from this initial balance range just opening here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my ADR range. Okay, so we exceeded ADR to the upside. And then ASR here is also right around this zone. Okay, so ASR is London. Yeah, that's a London set area. Okay. Like I said, this will probably we'll have to modify this once we get once when the equities open. Okay. So again, right now, my view would be that we're at an area of resistance. Okay. That could provide some resistance to further price action to the upside. Okay. Now, again, given there's a fair number of buyers here, is this just going to be kind of a pullback, right, to say around 69.77, and then we resume our move? Okay, that's one school of thought. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchored VWAP here, right around the start of London, right about here. Okay, so we have one school of thought that says that maybe that's in the cards. The other thing I'm going to draw here is our settlement price is already here. Looks like I don't really see it. Let's modify this style here and see if we can create a little bit bigger zone. Okay. Okay, so we have settlement down below. All right, so price is above all this. Okay, so is this going to be an area where we see a continuation move to the upside? If so, then we probably want to see at some point a new high. Okay, obviously, if we don't get a new high, then that view is probably not accurate, and we'll end up with some sort of sell-off that maybe take us back down to value area high, which again would provide us maybe an opportunity to the long side. Okay, so right now, again, with only about a minute or so before this market opens, I'm going to wait for this initial balance range to establish. Once the initial balance range establishes, I'm going to then kind of take a look and see what direction I want to take this market. I'm going to let the initial balance range kind of speak to me and let me know what direction that is. If I had to guess at this point in time, okay, if I had with just the information that I have right now, it appears to me that it wants to head higher. Okay, this appears to me that this market wants to head higher. But again, I'm conscious of the fact that we are in an area of resistance. Although I can't say that I'm all that impressed with the amount of reaction that we received. Okay, this is comparable. This red candle is comparable to the kind of candle that we saw here. Okay, so indicating that this resistance that I think that might be resistance may not be all that impressive. Okay, all right. So, but again, we need to see this initial balance range broken in the direction of the trade. Okay, otherwise, then I would have to say that we're probably looking maybe at an opportunity, maybe further to the downside. If we cannot break 70.32, that's kind of my line in the sand. Okay. All right. That's all I have for crude oil market. I'm gonna pause here for a minute and see that we have kind of a little bit of a disparity between the number of folks in the room and the likes. So again, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to encourage people. Been through a couple of instruments here now. I know that some people are actually probably waiting to hear about the NASDAQ and the ES. I would like to encourage folks to go ahead and maybe hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. Again, these likes and subscribes are kind of like the lifeline for content providers such as myself. Okay. All right. Got a little uptick there. We'll go ahead and move on. Yeah, no worries, Aaron. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. All right. And I know that a number of people follow and trade this market. So we'll take a look at it. Okay. So it appears that we are, yeah, no worries, Tracy. I'm okay. So looking at this market, I see that we have a fair amount of buying, looks like, in the overnight. We have let's see. Oh, did I not? I don't know if I provided levels here. Did I provide? I probably didn't provide any levels for the. Did I not? I might not have. I don't remember. Let me go ahead and come back here, guys, for a minute and provide some levels for you to keep an eye on for the crude oil market. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this really quick. Okay, so these are the levels that I'll be tracking. Okay, in the crude oil market. Okay, that's what I'll be tracking in the crude oil market going forward. Okay, I don't believe I shared that with you guys earlier, so I'll just kind of keep that up there for a bit. Yeah, I did not. There it is. DCAT, thanks for the reminder. These are the numbers that I'll be tracking in the crude oil market. Okay. So you can take a little snapshot of that. All right. And actually you could kind of review it in the recording that I have here. All right. So let's okay, now that I've done that, let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. So again, guys, you're seeing on the daily, we're starting to make some bullish candles to the upside. Again, we've come off an area of demand, right? We really technically have not made any sort of new highs at this point, right? It's more kind of a grinding kind of price action that we've seen to the upside. Okay. We could end up, creating a little bit of a range here, right? This right now is starting to develop like an ascending wedge, right? This being the bottom end of the wedge, this being the top end of the wedge. Okay. So, again, it's looking to be a bit bullish, I guess, after the series, especially after this candle here. I'd like to see if we do manage to get above 21,000. Okay. If we do get above 21,000, that will help my view tremendously. Okay. So yeah. So in any case, daily is starting to look a bit more bullish to me. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle supported by volume here. Okay, volume delta, my secondary indicator on things, is also indicating that there's a fair amount of buying. Okay, to support this move. Okay, so this is what about 9,500 more buyers than sellers at the moment. Okay. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart. Again, we have a very, I would say, a pretty significant candle that is breaking some structure here to on the right. Okay. If this is sustained, okay, in the next hour, well, that could lead to some, some price action that could cause the market to move higher. If it does move higher, well, where are some levels? Well, I say 21,000 would be a logical level, okay, for price to move to, okay, and maybe back to the highs of Wednesday, okay. That doesn't seem to be out of the question if we do indeed break above 20,830, which is another 54 minutes away. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. All right. 30-minute chart. Let's turn off some of these things for a moment. Too much clutter on the screen for me to kind of gauge as to what's going on here. All right, so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw my anchored VWAP. I'm going to locate the anchored VWAP tool on my platform, and I'm going to locate, here it is, London. Okay, we got a serious pivot here. Okay, so we see that price is above our anchor VWAP, is above our daily VWAP, is above our settlement price. And now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the volume profile. And I suspect that we'll probably find the same view. Okay. And we see that we are above value as well. Okay. So a lot of indicators indicating that there is further upside in this move. Okay. There's further the path of least resistance right now is to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's see now. So as far as where can this go? Well, I would say that 21,000. Okay. If I look to the left, seems like the reasonable level to consider here. Okay. We're right at another level where we sold off before. The next logical level is around 21,000. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the NASDAQ. Okay. Let's see. We'll go ahead and open up ADR. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and open up ASR. Okay. And make sure, let's see what this says here. Inputs. This is already says London. Looks like we've already exceeded London. Let's see what, let's turn this off for a minute because we'll probably need to wait for the session, the American or the New York session to open here. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart that we'll be tracking. Okay. So we'll do that. Add this up here. Okay. Here are our levels that we'll be tracking in this market. Okay. So we have our value area high here at 20,696. Let's double confirm that I started at the right location. Looks like I have. So I have value area high at what is that? 20,695. So I'm gonna go ahead and modify this. This is 20,695. 695. Okay. And then value area low is coming in at 20,550. Okay, 5,550. Okay, and let's see. We have ADR here coming in at 20,889. Okay, that seems to be in order. We have session range at 874. Okay, which is right around where it's at currently. Okay. And we have session range below at 632 right down here. Okay. All right. So, like I said, right now we probably need to wait for this initial balance range or the market to open here so that we can get an initial balance range. But I would say, I mean, outside of the fact that we have ADR ranges and ASR ranges here, looks like we're about to reach them. Okay, which could cause some reaction. Okay, I'm not ruling that out. We have a fair number of buyers. Okay, a lot of buyers in the overnight. Okay, so the question is, are we going to add to that? Okay, level of interest when the market opens here in about 20 minutes. Okay, like I said here, I do have a level here, my ADR high. Okay, right about let's call it, yeah, let's say about 20,900. Okay, this area right here could offer some resistance. Question is whether it's going to offer enough resistance to get us back down to value area high. Okay, me personally, I would say that we probably would be better served in waiting for an opportunity, maybe back to anchor VWAP, back to daily VWAP, or again to value area high, looking for an opportunity to go long in this market. Okay, that's kind of my current view. Okay, looking to go short here, certainly can provide a little bit of a pullback down to this level. I just feel like this could be something that is not going to be sustained before buyers step in. Okay, I'm seeing that price is above a lot of these levels. Okay, we have an area here that could offer us, so we'll have to see how price reacts once price reaches this level here, okay, this ADR high, and see how it reacts, okay, okay. So like I said, we're about 19 minutes away from the open of the session. I'm going to wait for the opening of the New York session, wait for the initial balance range to establish, and then maybe decide on what direction, or wait for the market participants to decide on which direction they want to take it. I would say that right now it looks like they want to take it higher. Okay, that's what it looks like right now. Okay, all right. Let's see. I think that's all I have to say for the NASDAQ. I'm taking a peek here at the chat and see if there's any question. I don't see them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the ES. You're welcome, Frizu. You're going to open up the ES here, and similar kind of view, although ES has already reached ADR. Okay, we're just going to take a quick peek at the daily. Okay, daily is again similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ. Looks like the market is trying to head higher here. Okay, so we'll just kind of close this off here. Let's see, settlement, VWAP, initial balance. We'll leave that all. Okay, so as you can see here, right, the market is moving higher from left to right, right? So we're kind of in a bullish move here, right? So am I going to be the first one to pick a top and think that it's going to head lower? No, I'm going to align with whatever direction of the market. In this case, it's looking like it's moving bullish. Okay, for our chart. For our chart, again, we similar kind of thing that we got with NASDAQ. We had a very definitive, kind of 4-hour candle that's looking to break some structure to the upside. That could lead to further price action to the upside. Okay, we got a reaction off of an anchor VWAP that I drew a while back. This is probably over. I don't know exactly where that was drawn, but in any case, I see that price reacted away from it. Okay. And now is heading higher. Okay. So, and the volume delta seems to be somewhat supportive of the current move. Okay. Right. We see we're positive on the volume delta side. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart. Okay. Here we are. Go ahead and stretch this out here a little bit, make this visible for everyone. Okay. So first thing I'm going to draw in is my anchor VWAP. I see a very definitive pivot here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. This is a right here. I see a, move. I see that price is above settlement. Okay. Above settlement, the dotted lines above anchor VWAP and above my daily VWAP. Okay. All indicating more price action to the upside. Okay. ADR, we'll go ahead and add it. Okay. We're right up against it. Again, not seeing much in the way of reaction away from it, indicating there might be a sustained auction to the upside in this move, right? We might be in for an abnormal day to the upside. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna take a peek at ASR, but I'm afraid that that's going to give us numbers that don't make any sense here. So all I can say that right now, ASR is a price is above our high for London, and our U.S. session is yet to open here in another 15 minutes or so. Okay. So while it's going to be part of my suite of levels, understand that those levels are going to adjust as a result of the opening of the U.S. session. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and add those levels here now. Okay. Add them to the chart. Okay. Here they are. Move this off to the right. Not the whole chart. I just want this. Just move this. Not the whole chart. Come on now. Really? Okay. Here it is. Okay. So these are the levels that we're tracking in this market. Okay. So next thing I'm going to draw in here is the fixed range volume profile. All right. We're going to locate the candle for the start of the session here, which I think is right about here. Drag that across to the close, which is here, and ask myself the question, what is the market? Where's the market? Where's price in relation to where's price in relation to value? Okay, well, price is well above value, indicating again another data point indicating that we have a fair number of buyers in this market. Okay. All right. So let's double confirm some of these levels here. We're just going to extend some of these lines that I have for value area high. This is my value area high line. This is my value area low line. Okay. So my value area high line is coming in at 59.21, which is what we have here. Value area low line is 58.91, which is right around the ballpark. I'll go ahead and modify this. Should be 91. If I can do that here. There it is, 91. Okay. ADR high we have at 59.70. Okay. And then ASR we've already exceeded to the upside. Okay. Based on London. All right. And average daily range low 59.04. Okay. That's all seems in order. Okay. So like I said, guys, at this point, while I'm not really interested in buying the highs of the day, I wouldn't be against potentially buying at anchored VWAP. Okay, that would not be an area I would be opposed to potentially buying. Okay, for a move, right, that will take it in this direction. Okay, so that's it's going to be my first location that I'm going to be looking for. Okay. Am I interested at the highs of the day? No. As a buyer, I'm not. Okay. No matter how enticing that may be, I need to see some sort of pullback. The market does not move in a straight line, or not very often. Okay. It moves in a kind of a staircase. So I want to be part of that staircase. I just don't need to be the top of it. Okay. All right. So yeah, I would say that we need to look for an opportunity to be for a bullish trade. The number I'm going to throw out here is 59 48.50. Okay, 59 48.50 or 59.50, somewhere in that range. Okay, that's where I'd like to be a buyer of this. Okay, if that doesn't hold, then the next level I'm seeing is 59.40, which is also settlement. And then we have value area low, which is also another area that could be supportive here. Okay. I think that's all I have to say for this market. Taking a peek here to see if there's any questions. I'm not seeing them. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk through the last market of this session, and that is the Dow. Okay. Last but not least, the Dow. Okay. So the Dow is looking a little bit more bearish, I guess, than the other markets. Okay. We were seeing a series of candles that were just going straight up, but looks like we're kind of rounding here a little bit. Okay. So let's take a look and see what the daily chart is saying. Again, going through the same kind of analysis on all markets. Okay. Just taking a peek and see what is the market trying to accomplish. And the market, again, is trying to accomplish further upside here. Okay. You can see if you follow me in it for any stretch of the imagination or for any period of time, you know that I'm a fan of these. Okay. Once I see breaks of channels, that is an indication to me that there is further upside in this market here on the daily. Okay. We had a very definitive. We won't know whether this is going to close outside or not. But the fact is, right now, it's above this these set of candles, and looks like our open was created a little bit of a gap here. Okay, to the upside. Okay, looking at the 4-hour. All right, 4-hour chart. Here we are again. We have our definitive candle here. With supported increasing volume. Okay, we had an increasing volume on this move. Again, we have about 40 minutes away from this candle eventually closing. Okay, so we'll have to wait for that to happen. Okay, you're welcome, DRE trader. Okay, and we're also looking to, but it looks like it's looking to potentially close above an area of consolidation. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We'll do some volume analysis. We'll take a look and see what this is telling us. We're going to go ahead and open up ADR. Okay, that's still above us. We're going to open up, I think, initial balance here somewhere. Although initial balance is the session has not opened yet. Okay, so let's open up our fixed range volume profile here. So we'll take a look and see where price is in relation to yesterday's price or yesterday's trading. Okay, so we'll go ahead and drag this across to this time here, and you can see that price is, again, similar to all the other equities. Price is well above value. Okay, so again, look how nicely we got a little bit. We got a break above value, came back down to value, was not able to traverse through the entire range of value before it reacted and headed higher. Okay, so last thing I want to draw here is my anchored VWAP. Okay, so we'll go ahead, not anchored volume profile, it's anchored VWAP. All right, so right about here you can see that price is above settlement, above daily VWAP, above our anchor VWAP. As long as those things are maintained, I have to think that price is going to head higher. You're welcome, Thomas. Okay, I have to think that price is going to head higher. If we start to break some of these levels, right? If we start to break below anchor VWAP or below daily VWAP, well, we start to make a case for price to continue. Okay, where would be the next logical level for longs to step in? Value area high, like they did here. Okay, all right. So let's see if there's anything else. Don't have levels that I normally track here, but I will go ahead and create a little bit of a skeleton of some levels that I'll be tracking in this market. So 43,784. 43,784 is our ADR high. Okay. We have settlement is coming in here at, where's settlement? 43,516. 43,516 is settlement. Okay. We have value area high at 43,420. Okay, that's value area high. And then value area low is coming in at what is that point here? 43,225. Okay. 43,225. 43,225 is our value area low. We have our point of control coming in at, where is that? Over here. Go ahead and extend this line here, right that, and we'll color that it is red, and that cut is coming in at 324. So we'll put that in between. Okay, 43,324 is our point of control. Okay, so these are just a kind of a skeleton of some levels that I'll be tracking. I'll obviously be looking at obviously we'll be looking at ASR once it becomes available in this market. I'll obviously be looking to see how price reacts as it gets closer to this ADR level. And ultimately, I'll be looking at the initial balance range to see what that offers us. Okay. So that's pretty much what I have to share on the markets, guys. Again, looking a bit bullish, I would say, in the both actually across the board, I believe. Equities, crude oil, and I believe the gold market is also, just take a peek here, also appears to be bullish. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Seems like across the board, although we are at levels that could offer us some resistance. Okay. I would say that the equities are probably the strongest as far as, and maybe the crude oil market might be a couple of markets that we want to take a look at a little bit more closely. Okay. As far as opportunities. Okay. All right. With that said, guys, we'll go ahead and close off the session. I will be popping my head inside the coaches room, Coaches Ray's room on the Discord server for Top Step. We'll spend some time there, kind of interacting with some folks there on opportunities, and then I expect that we'll have our regular session later this afternoon. Okay, at 4 p.m. Central Time. Okay, so until then, guys, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have an excellent day trading. Excellent. I'll see you in the coach's room. All right, guys, have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk soon.